Hey Scrappers, welcome to another incredible video from, yeah, you got it, me and my friends. I've been busy this afternoon, yeah, busy, but you know, I've just been chilled out, sitting down at the night's table, and I've been tearing apart aircon heads. As you may recall, if you've seen the video, actually knows I've got a shitload of them, lots, okay, thousands. No, just kidding. I don't know, 100. You know, it's a wild guess. So I've been pulling apart aircon heads ever since I've had lunch, and I thought, well, it's like four something in the afternoon, and seeing I've been doing all this work, let's tear one down together, and we can remove the copper, the brass, if any, circuit boards, and the radiator, and of course the motor. So you can sit back and watch, and is what I've currently done already today. Okay, a couple hours sitting down, take me time, listen to the radio, yada yada yada. So they're the empty shells. I've got to put them around the side of the house, and I will slowly get rid of those as I take them to the dump a little bit at a time. And so here we are. I've just been scrapping out what's in this room, and to be honest, yes, it did come back to basically where those batteries were, and I'm slowly working through them. I mean, not slowly. We are burning through them, all right. But from what's behind that wall, we're really hardly making a dent. See, haven't made a dent. Oh boy, that's a lot of heads, and I've got to get through that before I go back to work on the 10th of January. Should be achievable as long as there's no interferences, which there are no guarantees because there's always collections to do. And that brings us back to this room again. So let's just grab one of these so we can tear it down for you. But this one here seems to have a nice length of copper on it. Maybe it's got a couple brass connections on it too, somewhere along the line here. We'll find out. How about we just grab this bugger and we can tear this down together. Oh, let's put this on pause so I can carry it with two hands. Arr, there she blows, Captain. Let's tear it down, shall we? Arr. Ah, yes. So, first thing we're going to do, everyone pulls these down differently, no doubt, I'm sure. But if there's this part here that can be removed first, then I do prefer to remove this, and then I'll work on this pipe, that pipe along there, make it small, so that when I remove the rad, it's no longer in the way. So, I'm going to get this thing set up so I can get started. Now this video may take longer than what it normally will for me, but it is what it is, because when you're recording, you're not really doing things at great speed, are you? Wobble. No brass. Actually quite surprised. To be honest, quite surprised. Just put that out. Okay. Let's get out of in the way. Whoa. Oh. Usually I'll just pull that out, but it doesn't want to come out. Just cut that shorter and in the bin. And the foam in the bin. There's a zip tie right there. Just pull that straight off. Awesomeness. Spring, yep, it's good. Don't mind me getting in the way. Now I'll cut this here. Now basically I just cut that copper here, and I can cut it here in between that weld joint here. Essentially that'll be 2 pieces of clean pipe. Better value. So I might cut that up if I can find my cutter. Ah yes, right here. Let's just do it in front here, eh? Everyone wants a view. Clean. Clean. Wonderful. 2 pieces of clean. 1 little bit of burn for the burnt copper bucket. This will go in the clean copper wheelie bin. Now, take that bit of steel off. Great. While I'm at it, let's tidy this up as well. And let that just stay here. Fold that up, get straight into the burn. Now while we're here, again, let's give this a bit of a wiggle. That will be clean copper. Although it's got a little bit, that's fine. Wonderful, clean. Rubbish. Just give that a bit of a wobble. There we go. Clean again. Now we're going to flip this bad boy over. Fold that up, take this off, throw it to the side. Take these out, and they'll go in the bin. That too. So, yeah, such a shame. There's a lot of rubbish. Screws. The screw here, just for this cover. Take that out. Cover. Bin. Mind the wobble. Yeah, in here you can't quite see it. There is a connector. as I put them aside. Steel there. The screw for the connector loose. Screws here. And as I said, not all heads are the same. I mean, what I mean is the screws aren't always in the same place. And then we got, now let's have a look. The view's not too friendly, but bear with me for a second. Now in regards to moving this plastic cover here and removing the necessary screws that you might see on the top, most often than not, there are screws covered by these little plastic covers here. Some aircons will have 3, some will have 2. You just kind of lift it up, pull it out. I'll do it with one hand. You can see the screws. Sometimes if you're lucky, half the screws are removed. So we'll take these out. And reel into the screw bucket. Toss it to the side. Connector I was telling you about just before. Take the screw out, screw bucket, it will go on my bucket of connectors. Once I've just removed these couple of little plugs, brass plugs probably. In she goes. Plugs. Let's go on my plug bucket. Awesomeness. See, we've got 2 little electric motors here which operate these louver things. We'll remove them first, I guess. I mean, there's no right or wrong system in regards to removing and tearing down an aircon head. Just do what you feel. Electric motor bucket. Aircon heads have a lot of plastic waste, I'm afraid. It's a real shame. While we're here, some more screws. Might as well do them while we're at it, eh? Another thing, oh, don't mind the wobbles again. Another thing is there's a little bit of stuff here to remove. We all have this stuff, but we've got this bit of plastic here to remove, and it's held down by these little clips. They also have it here too. So I picked a special Aircon. Aren't I lucky? Just for the video. Unreal. I'll whack these out. Well, I'll pull them out with me trusty side cutters, and we shall continue. Now, due to the large size, as you can see, of these things, they are not the most camera friendly object to scrap. So what we're going to do is I'm going to run around and undo all the screws necessary, and just, you know, just so I can kind of get things underway a little bit quicker, and you might see it in a bit of a faster speed. But you'll see what I'm doing. It shouldn't take too long anyway. So hopefully the view is acceptable. There we have it. Now, as you may see, we've got some longer bits of copper around here. I will remove them and add them to my little burnt copper pile. It would just seem such a waste to leave so much copper on this rad. I mean, I'm not going to clean it, but I am going to remove the longer lengths of copper because it's just better separated. Now, just before I tidy up this rad, I might just get this motor out first. And the way you do that is, not on all occasions it's like this, but on this particular occasion, you'll find that there's a little bit of an extra gap in this plastic roller thing here. And you can just catch the silver flicker there of the screw inside. So this gap here is wide enough for you to put your screwdriver in, or your cordless. If it isn't, it's quite simple. Just give your hammer a bit of a bash on these little louver things here, and they'll just break off easy enough. And then you'll have the big enough space. And that's too short, so I'll grab the other one and use a longer attachment. There we have it. With a little convincing, it came out. She was a little bit stubborn, I tell you, just a little bit, but we got it. Cut that bit of cable, a bit shorter. Bit of rubber, take it off. Now we have a nice big electric motor that operated the fan. That, the rubbish pile that will go beside the house. Unreal. Now time to remove the circuit board from this plastic casing. This particular circuit board is secured rather nicely, and it's got these clips on the side to remove the plastic there and there. So let's get this out. We'll tidy up the circuit board, remove the wires, etc. And that is good enough for me to sell. There, a clip as well. There we have it. I don't know what to make of it. Very professional sounding. But all I can see there is that there's a nice electric motor. I'm not going to knock it off. It's kind of... Okay, let's just not get carried away. It's not that nice. Nothing spectacular. Small bit of copper here. Yeah, there's copper in these things too. And here, it's copper. But that's it. Wonderful. Over there she goes. Now, to the rad. First thing I'm going to do is, you might experience a wobble. Knock that off. And knock that off. Move some stuff out of the way. Ow, that scratched me. And we're just going to tidy up this a little bit. Okay, let me just try to move this around here. You don't mind me. Okay. So that way it's more workable for me. Oh, boys are getting in trouble. Oh, there we go. Just tidying that up a little bit more friendly for me, because it's right at the moment, just because of the camera angle, it's a little awkward. Okay. Otherwise, I wouldn't be mucking around with bloody camera angles and views, etc. Bloody hell. More here. let's just bring this a little bit out of the way, because I might be able to remove some of this black tar. All those coppers getting in the way of my fingers. Let's have a look here. Let's give this a bit of a wobble. Okay, great. Over here. Wonderful. Black tar. Can we get it off? Oh, we can. That. And a bit of brass underneath it too. Raise that up. Great. Let's have a look. Unreal. That's that. Let's just cut these legs off. That's me, a little bit of brass for me. Beautiful. Burnt copper over there. And that is my rad. Looking sweet. Not clean, but sweet. And well, scrappers, there you have it. All the goodies removed from that aircon blower. Yeah, it might have taken longer than normal, but you know, when I'm trying to make a video, it always seems to take a hell of a lot longer because of the mucking around involved. But still, 38 minutes, not too bad. I mean, it would take usually probably a bit less than that, maybe around about 20 minutes to do an aircon blower. To be honest, I've never timed it, but I'm guessing somewhere around about 20-25 minutes. So as you can see, it's kind of dragged on a little bit with moving the camera around here and there and finding a spot where to hang it and blah blah blah. So anyway, this is what we've got. The circuit boards, the electric motors, the connectors, one bit of brass. That's the cable from it. Nothing spectacular, but chuck it in a bucket, it all adds up. Clean copper, burnt copper, and of course the dirty rad. What does the dirty rad weigh? How about we find out, shall we? Let's get a good grip on that. And up we hop. 4.3 kilos for that aircon blower head. Not a bad sized rad in it. Not bad at all. Well, that will bring us to the end of the video. I've got so many more heads to do, and as a wild estimate, by the time I've finished all those heads, I'm guessing there's going to be at least somewhere between 250 kilos to 300 kilos of rags just from the heads alone. That's if there is what I reckon there is, at least 100 of them. And I've kind of worked on an average weight of around about 2.5 kilos per head. It's not always going to be the case. Some rags might weigh a bit less than 2.5. Some are going to weigh a bit more. As you just saw, 4.3 kilos. I've already done a couple that weigh similar to that already. So if there's roughly about 100 heads, I reckon a fair guess of 250 to 300 kilos is rather, I don't know, would you say conservative? Well, let's just say that's without getting carried away and setting the expectations too high. It's always better to be under, and that way when you do get your weigh in of how many you have, it's always a pleasant surprise. It's like, oh, I didn't know I had that many. Wow, that was fantastic. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Then I've got to try to edit this video to make it look presentable somehow. Whatever, tidy up, clean me dirty hands, because we're going to go to the shop and prepare for New Year's Eve tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Great. Anyway, peace out, my friends. Don't forget, like, subscribe, ring the ding, and leave a comment if you wish. Always happy to read them, always happy to respond. Now we're down at what, just 43 minutes now. Oh dear, oh dear. We've got to cut this back. I'm out of here. Catch you really soon. What a mess. I'll catch you all again really soon. Bye everyone.